Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna be doing just a quick get ready with me video, just kind of break down on what I'm doing. You see my sister in the mirror, she's gonna be watching as well. So honestly, I use pretty easy products, anything you can find drugstore related. A lot of the things that I use, you can also substitute it. So this is gonna be Too Faced, the Hangover Primer. Oh wow, okay, we're very new to this, guys, so here we go. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my primer and then I'm actually going to warm it up in my hands a little bit. And I'm gonna put it in the spots that I usually get pretty oily, which is gonna be right around my nose, my forehead, my chin, my laugh lines, you know. The spots that, and you know what, I look really red, and probably because we were doing TikTok videos, you know, not that easy, okay? Alright. So, I usually like to let that sit just for a few minutes because when you add product right on top of your primer, it's gonna actually like, almost like melt with it. So you want this to be your second layer because your first layer you're gonna want your moisturizer. And I moisturize with the CeraVe moisturizing cream. It's one of my favorites. You get it in a huge jar and it lasts you forever. So I'll wait for that to kind of like cool down a little bit. But so as you can see on my face right now, we have like some red marks. Yeah. And a few little, you know, discoloration. So, I mean, today I'm not going to go in depth with a lot of it. I'm just going to be doing my everyday one. So I'm going to be using my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This stuff is like very cheap and it does the job. And it lasts a long time. Alright. So, let's go ahead and conceal that redness around my nose, my chin. Anywhere where we just don't want to see, like, those darker spots. Okay. So just conceal your whole face. JK. Alright. Then I'm going to use my Morphe sponge. You usually want to damp it. Sometimes you're a little too lazy. So, I mean, if it's not dampened, it still gets the job done. Usually I like it a little more damp for maybe like my under eyes. But it just depends. Like we said, this is a quick one, so sometimes we don't have time to dampen our beauty sponge. And another trick when you're doing your makeup, move around, because a lot of different lighting is like, it's crazy, you know? You'll be seeing one thing in a certain lighting, then you'll turn a little bit and you'll notice, oh, that is not blended where I wanted it to be. I'm not very sure how it's really looking because I do have a light on me right now, so it might be a little different. I'm not really sure. So, yeah, it's looking a little different, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay, after I kind of just concealed a little bit, I'm gonna conceal my under eyes, and my favorite under eye concealer is always going to be my NARS Creamy Concealer, if I can find it. And I use Custard. I go through this stuff way too much. And so I like to get the corner of my eyes and kind of bring it down the side. Sometimes I'll go in a little bit more. Alright, so you're going to start looking like this. And then I just do a little brighter concealer down the bridge of my nose, a little on my forehead, Cupid's bow, a little on my chin. Then I'll go back in with my sponge and just blend that out. So you guys aren't like blinded by the light. Well, I guess I am. And so what I like to do when I'm blending out is actually go from one eye and not blend that all the way out and then switch to my next. Because I'm kind of just like warming the product up a little bit. And another tip I like to do is actually squint my eyes, because you want to get in those creases. Okay. And usually with the sponge it's a little hard to get in the corners of your eyes, so I'll go in with a brush, just like a little brush like this. And then I'll actually just blend it down the bridge of my nose and over my lid. What's happening? What?
Sweet, and it says we're recording makeup tutorials in my World War III bunker.
Oh my god. Alright, how are we looking? Okay, once you feel like you've gotten most of it all blended out, I'm going to take, you can take any type of translucent powder. I just live by the Laura Mercier one. And then you're going to, once again, just squint your eyes and just get right in those creases to set that concealer. I usually go over it like maybe like 2 times. Okay. Then we're gonna go back in where we put any type of concealer. So we concealed my chin a little bit, my laugh lines. My nose gets very oily, so we like to just put some of that up there. Then my forehead. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to a flat brush just to set my eyes. Okay. Now, I actually haven't been using liquid foundation. I am using the Bare Minerals, the matte foundation, and I've realized it's great. So I'll empty some on the cap. And then I'm going to take like a dense brush. This is a Morphe brush. And then I'll just tap some off. And then what I start doing is I'm going to just pat it in first, just to get that base layer. And what I'm kind of doing is I'm not focusing right where I put that brighter concealer. So around my forehead, I'm going to stay towards the temples and avoid the center. And then as well as from the under eye, we'll go towards the nose, but kind of keep it a little bit further from the under eye because we don't want to deepen that up.
So at the time I really was like so baffled by it. So I was like, I really did not understand. Like I did not know who it was.
I'll go over my lids, and then I'll just buff it out a little bit. then what I'll do is I will find my brush. This is just another flat brush, and then I'm going to go in with a just like a lighter shade to go ahead and just set those under eyes again.
Okay, we are back from the browser.
Excuse me, so rude.
Okay, guys, and the last and the final I've heard of. Well, I wanted to end it on this note because honestly, I focus so much more on real life personal experience that I have with stuff. Going into
Actually, I want to see if we brighten this, how it looks. Too bright. Okay, now let's bronze up the face. I'm going to be taking my Fenty bronzer. This is the Caramel Cutie. And so, top of ear. And you should be holding your brush at the end.
What is up, you guys? So we're currently in the bathroom, in the baño. Anyway, guys, so now we're gonna be using our Tula no makeup for.
Then I'll go up to my forehead and still pull that down. And then down to my chin. You just want to blend. Sometimes if I'm feeling like I want a little more bronze, what I'll do is, because this is more focused on like just like basically like your bone structure, where if you actually want to bronze up your face, you're gonna go in with a more fluffy brush. And I'll just kind of take like more of like a shimmer shade in a way. And then I'll go over just where we already put that first bronzer, but just to bronze it up just a little more. You know, when you don't have much sun. Alright. Then I'm gonna go in with like a blush bronzer. Is the MAC one. Then let's add some blush. Okay, and then if we want a little more definition, I'll go back in with that flat brush and Laura Mercier powder. Just right under that. But you have to be careful with this because if you don't blend it out all the way, you're gonna get that sharp line. So what you can even do, since it's a powder, you can even go in with your Bare Minerals and even layer that. Just so it's not so bright. Oh, and as you can tell, I look to the side with my lips, so you can see where that cheekbone is. Alright, let's add some highlight. I'm going to be using Artist Couture, another loose powder. And just a Real Techniques brush. We're going to go at the high points of our cheek. And you see this stuff is very intense. So what I'll sometimes do is start with that cheek and then go off where I'm going to put my other highlight, which would be down the bridge of my nose, top of my eyebrow, and then I'll just go back. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to go back with my firmer brush just to blend this together. Okay, then I'm going to take a small little brush. I'm going to go in the corners of my eyes. Sometimes I'll have like makeup. I hate that, so we'll scoop that out. And then we'll go with that highlight and add that into the corners. And then just like very quickly, I go in with a Morphe shadow. I just go in with like any bronzy shade and just go right over my crease. Just in side to side motions. Hello. Hello.
Hi, babe.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm filming a video.
Are you?
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say you're here.
Okay, I'll park right now. Should I get a pass or no? I don't really feel like it.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Can you ask me if my car's up front?
Where are you? Are you like driving through the complex?
I can't really hear you.
I said, where are you? Are you driving through the complex? Well, can you drive through just to see if Melody's car's there? Yeah. Okay. I love you. All right. Very simple. Okay. Now let's do some brows. Okay, I use the Anastasia Dip Brow. I do my eyebrows very messy, but then I just clean it up. So, I'll actually get in closer. I'm going to start at the bottom. Well, actually, at the arch. And I'm always going in stroking motions. And then once I get towards like the front of my brow, I'm going to raise them just so I have like a firmer surface there. Because down here, it just doesn't feel like I can. Then up top, I'm going to still continue with the same brow strokes. Then at the top, I'm going to look down and then pull those down. And then I'll go vertically with those front brows hairs and just pull those up. And then I'll take my brush like slanted So that's one brow. But it's not done yet because we're still gonna conceal. Okay, once it like kind of filled in to me, well, pretty filled in. I'll take my custard concealer. Wherever it's at. Okay. Then we'll take just like a small definition brush. And then just follow that brow. Then if you go a little bit too high with the concealer, just take that that eyebrow brush again and then just go over it. Then what I'll do is I'll take that one flat brush that we used. And then I'll take it with some of that Bare Minerals foundation. Just to clean up the middle of my brows. And you see how easy it comes right off. And then follow it through the top. And then I'm going to just blend it from underneath. And then we'll just add some highlight to my brow.
So I gave him a bath and I brushed up like all his nuts.
Oh no, my camera's gonna die. Okay, and then just take some brow setting.
I need to cut his nails still right now. Nothing. Mommy, call me after Jessica's going to YouTube. Okay. Wait. Wait.
And then I'll usually finish it off with just like a nude lipstick. So let me grab that. My favorite, I usually have to clean up around my lips. It's easy to just take a Q-tip or just like, you know, anything. But yeah, this is Half and Half by MAC. And there's just our everyday, kind of quick. I mean, sometimes I do it in the car, so a little convenient. But yeah, it's kind of like that's about it.